I know it's been a while since I've posted on my YouTube. I haven't posted anything since, I guess, probably last year. I used to use this channel to write my music. I still will, but I'm probably gonna post more stuff like related to my career, which is wrestling. Once the wrestling school opens, that's another story I'm gonna talk to you guys about in another video. But today I kind of just want to touch base on like my recent doings in Blood Queens. So since I'm under contract, there's certain things I can't say, obviously. But first I'll just go off of like what's on the top of my head because I just want to keep it real because that's how I am. Um, to be honest, I really didn't know anything about Gabi, Niki, or Alex until last year. My girlfriend was watching their show, and I believe it was in the summertime or something. And I came in, I was like, "What are you watching?" She's like, "Oh, I'm watching Blood Queens." I was like, "Oh, okay." I didn't really think much of it at first. I guess it's because I wasn't really looking at the screen like carefully, but I think that was the first time I actually got exposed to them and their personalities. Um, I didn't really think much of it because it's like I was like at the end of the day they're just portraying their lives and they want to show people like this is how they are and this is how they live and that's okay with me. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with being you on camera and off camera because that just shows that you're real no matter what and I respect real people. But the crazy thing is this was actually like this whole thing it was mainly supposed to be for her. Now I'm keeping it real because that's the truth. I went on the trip to be more of a support system, and I even said that when we first walked in, and the lady asked me what I was doing there, and I just said, nothing. I'm just here to support my girlfriend because at the end of the day, when you have a partner who's going after their dreams, you want to do whatever you can to support them, and that's basically my number one thing. I support people that I care about and she's someone that I care about deeply. So I just said what I needed to say, and then we sat down, and then I turned my head over like as we were having a conversation at the table, and I see this guy. I didn't even know he was the director at all. I really did not know he was the director at all. I see this guy, and this lady. They're conversing to the side over there, and they're just staring at me. I'm just like, why the hell are they talking like going like how like somebody's talking about you when they're going like this, they just like I'm just like, what did I do now? At first my initial thought was they was gonna kick me the fuck out. Let me tell you something. Like when you go into production with somebody and you're not supposed to be there, like a lot of times they will really just remove you from the premises without even hesitating. But he comes over to me and I look up at him. He's just like, "So we're going to use you today." I was just like, "Oh, really?" I kid you not. I was just like, "Oh, really? Okay." And he was just like, "Well, you're here, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I am." I was like, "That's cool. That's fine by me." I mean, I wasn't dressed up like everybody else is. Everybody was dressed the fuck up. Oh my gosh. Like people were wearing dresses and then the guys they were dressed down classy. Me, I just came up in there with some Walmart ass shirt and some khakis and some sneakers. I mean, I looked decent. I looked preppy, but I was definitely not on their level. I was definitely not on Gabby or Niki or Alex's level that day, or Colin or anybody. I was not on anybody's level that day, and I'm just keeping it real. So I was just like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go with it. And then when I first actually met them, like I kid you not, like they are literally the most down to earth, sweet, and hard working individuals I've ever been casted with. And I can't say that a lot about a lot of casts that I've been in because previous casts, this is no shade towards anybody, but it's just like I've been in previous casts before and I've seen how they act, and some of them are immature. I'm just being honest. Like some of them, like they do a lot of immature things, and a lot of times they get upset about what kind of role they get in the story. But at the end of the day, it's not about being the person that's on screen all the time. It just matters about just taking that character and making the best of it, because people notice when a person is invested in their character and they're invested in the story. That's how people become invested in the story, when they see that you're invested in the story. But anyway, when I met um, Gabi, Niki, and Alex, so I'll address them one by one. So when I first met Gabi, uh, she's a funny one. I was drinking some orange juice, and I was doing something silly by the table because at the end of the day you got to have a little bit of humor in everything. So I just wanted to bring a little edge to like my role, even though I was an extra. But made her laugh, so that's kind of like how the interaction started from there. And then afterwards, when we had a break, I had spoken to her for the first time, and she said, because I told her I'm sorry if I'm doing a little bit too much, like with the silly antics. She said, "No, it's okay. You're really funny." And she said, we need that kind of stuff on set. Anyway, I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Um, and then we've had a couple other conversations, and then she had told me directly that she likes the way that I act, as far as I guess improvising what kind of stuff, like my character, like in my position, like what I would do to kind of draw attention to the story while everything else is going on in the other areas. And then there's Niki, who I kind of said this in a Facebook post, that she kind of reminds me of a coconut, because it's not an insult. Trust me, it's not an insult. Um, she's very, like, hard on the outside, and what I mean by that is, like, you know she's not like, out there like that, but it's just like when you really get to know her, like she's really sweet. So it's kind of like when you're about to have a coconut, you have to kind of crack it open, and then when you crack the coconut open and you start drinking the coconut juice, you realize how sweet the coconut is. Not everybody likes coconut juice, but you get the reference. So she's very sweet. She's down to earth, and she's not afraid to say what she has to say, and I respect that, because at the end of the day, like, there's not a lot of real people in this world who can really just say what's on their mind and how they feel about certain things. And I'm totally okay with that, and I totally respect her. And the funny thing is, the first thing I said to her is that she looks like Bella Thorne. She seriously does look like Bella Thorne. But that's another story that we're going to talk about later on. And then there's Alex. Oh boy. Just another Scorpio. Oh man, my girlfriend's already a Scorpio. So coming in, I didn't know what to expect, but she's a oh man, she's a trip. Like, she's funny, and she's just out there. She's in your face, and she'll say what she has to say. And she's goofy. She likes to play around. She likes to joke around, and that's cool. I respect that. Like, and she was very kind when I first met her, so I really appreciate her for being so welcoming and warm. Like, you don't get that everywhere you go. Like, when you go outside, people aren't always warm or welcoming. So that was one of the beauties of that. And overall, like, first and foremost, I just want to thank God, because it's like, a lot of times people don't thank God for, like, the blessings that they get. So I feel like, to me, when that director came up to me, that was a blessing from God. So I want to thank God first, because at the end of the day, God is part of the reason why I'm still here, why I'm still breathing. Um, I want to thank the director, Gio. I want to thank Nikki. I want to thank Gabby. I want to thank Alex. I want to thank all of them. I want to thank my girlfriend for bringing me along, because without all of those things happening, and without God blessing me, like, honestly, I probably would have never got the chance to experience what I got to experience on that set, because the energy level and just the togetherness and the fact that there were just so much hardworking, driven, and talented individuals on set. Like, it just made me feel so good. And I didn't, for some reason, like after day two, I was just like, I was looking at my girlfriend. I was like, damn, we're leaving already. But yeah, that was my experience on Blood Queens, and I'll talk to you guys more and fill you in about my wrestling stuff that I'm supposed to be doing soon. So thank you guys for watching, and